The best travel itinerary for New York. New York is the financial center of the U.S. and is home to thousands of restaurants, hundreds of museums, attractions, plays, and quirky things to do. There are ways to make the most of the limited time travelers have in New York. You need at least 3 days to really see the main highlights. However, we suggest 4 to 5 days to see the main sites without rushing too much. Day 1. Start your trip off with a walking tour. Walking tours offer a unique look at the city that never sleeps from a local guide who can answer any and all of your questions. See the Statue of Liberty and Ellis Island. The Statue of Liberty is spectacular to see up close, but the real highlight of this combo is Ellis Island. This is where you can learn about the immigrant experience and get a sense of the people who helped build New York City. There's such a great sense of history there that you can't help but be impressed. Explore Battery Park. Located on the southern tip of Manhattan, this park is where the Dutch built Fort Amsterdam in 1625 to defend their settlement. You can wander around the fort and then stroll through the surrounding park to take in the beautiful waterfront views of the harbor, the Statue of Liberty, and Ellis Island. There are also over 20 monuments and plaques in the park, covering everything from the Revolutionary War and the War of 1812 to immigration and much more. Visit Wall Street. Take a photo with the famous Charging Bull statue, which was created in 1989, and then walk to Wall Street. There's heavy security in the area, but you can sit and watch people whiz in and out of buildings. See Federal Hall. One of the most overlooked museums in the city sits across the street from the New York Stock Exchange. Federal Hall, built in 1700, is where George Washington took his oath of office. It was the site of the U.S. Customs House in the late 1700s and the first Capitol building of the U.S. Tour the Museum of American Finance. Down the street from the New York Stock Exchange and Federal Hall is the Museum of American Finance. Housed in a historic bank building on Wall Street, it has permanent exhibits on the financial markets, money, banking, entrepreneurship, and Alexander Hamilton, the founder of the U.S. financial system. See Trinity Church. Built in 1698, the original Trinity Church was a small parish church constructed by the Church of England. When the British seized New York after George Washington's retreat, it was used as a British base of operations. Visit the World Trade Center and 9/11 Memorial and Museum. On September 11, 2001, almost 3,000 people were killed in a series of terrorist attacks in New York City and elsewhere. Visit the somber memorial and then take in the view from the new Freedom Tower. On the elevator up, you can see pictures of the historical development of the city and how it's changed over the years. Day 2. See City Hall. New York City Hall is a great piece of historic architecture and has a beautiful little park that's filled with office workers during lunch. To learn about the building's history, art, and architecture, take one of the tours. This way, you'll be able to see the landmarked rotunda, City Council Chamber, Governor's Room, and the City Hall Portrait Collection. Walk the Brooklyn Bridge. Right near City Hall, the Brooklyn Bridge offers an easy 25-minute walk into Brooklyn and the waterfront park on the other side. Stopping to take photos and meandering along the way will make the walk about 40 minutes. You get a lot of wonderful views of downtown as you make your way across. Relax in Prospect Park. Once you get out of Manhattan, you can explore Brooklyn's version of Central Park, which spans almost 600 acres. Inside the park, you'll find winding paths and bike lanes, a rink for ice skating in the winter and rollerblading in the summer, a serene lake for boating, and the Smorgasburg Food Festival every Sunday. While you're here, don't miss the Brooklyn Botanical Gardens and the Brooklyn Museum. Spend the afternoon discovering its vast collection of both historical and contemporary art and artifacts. Wander Rockefeller Center. This area is always filled with hustle and bustle. Wander around Rockefeller Center and take the elevator to the top of the rock for another bird's-eye view of the city. Tour Radio City Music Hall. Is there a more American theater than Radio City Music Hall? A huge entertainment venue, this timeless testament to entertainment has captivated visitors since the 1930s. It's the home of the precision dance company The Rockettes, who have been performing here since 1932. It's also been the venue for all kinds of award shows, including the Tonys and the Grammys. Play tourist at Times Square. No matter when you go to Times Square, it will be packed with people. There are pedestrian areas where you can sit and hang out. Try to come at night when it's all lit up. That's when it looks the best. Day 3. Stroll around Central Park. The perfect way to relax in the city and leave the crowds behind is to spend the day in Central Park. It's free. There are lots of paths to walk, bike lanes, lakes to row in, and a zoo. Since the park covers over 150 square blocks, it's easy to spend hours wandering around. Visit the Metropolitan Museum of Art. This is one of the biggest museums in the world, and if you only see one museum in New York, I recommend this one. It has a wide array of art, historical artifacts, photographs, and other exhibits. Visit the American Museum of Natural History. Made even more famous by the Night at the Museum movies, this museum also requires a lot of time. The exhibits on nature, human history, and marine life are interesting and detailed. Don't skip the section on space at the Hayden Planetarium, which is run by Neil deGrasse Tyson. They have really detailed exhibitions of the origin of the universe. Take in the Museum of the City of New York. This museum can tell you everything you ever wanted to know about New York City. Architecture, parks, streets, as well as its people and culture, it's all covered. See a Broadway show. You can't go to New York City, the theater capital of the world, without seeing a show. Make sure you squeeze in an evening show somewhere while you are here. Day 4. Visit the cloisters. It was built with Rockefeller money from parts of 5 European abbeys between 1934 and 1939. They even stipulated that the land across the river would forever remain undeveloped, so the view would be unspoiled. The building and its stunning cloistered garden are very peaceful and beautiful. It's one of the best things to do in the city. There are free tours each day that explain the history of the museum and the paintings and exhibits. Visit the Museum of Modern Art. Head over to the Museum of Modern Art for lots of beautiful modern art and some vivid Impressionist art. This museum does have Van Gogh's Starry Night, as well as other post-Impressionist art. If you love modern and contemporary art, this is one of the best in the world. Wander the Guggenheim Museum. This museum is home to a renowned collection of Impressionist, post-Impressionist, early modern, and contemporary art. The Cylindrical Museum is considered one of the 20th century's most important architectural designs. Day 5. Walk the High Line and Whitney Museum. The High Line is a converted train track that is now an urban walking park that stretches between 34th Street and the Meatpacking District. Lined with overlooks, gardens, public art, food stalls, and greenery, this walk is one of the best things to do in the city, especially on a nice day. Next to it, in the Meatpacking District, there's the new building for the Whitney Museum of American Art. Even if you don't go inside, the building is worth seeing, as it is a work of art in itself. Enjoy the view from the Empire State Building. After you finish up with Lower Manhattan, jet up to this historic landmark. Standing 1,453 feet tall and completed in 1931, the 1930s Art Deco interior of this building is absolutely beautiful, and the view from the top is breathtaking. It's one of the most iconic buildings in the city, and you can get a real feel for how densely populated New York is as you take in the view. Marvel at Grand Central Terminal. Grand Central Terminal is the city's historic train station. It was going to be torn down in 1975, but was saved by Jacqueline Kennedy, who raised money for its preservation. See the Lower East Side Tenement Museum. This museum highlights how immigrants from around the world lived during the late 1800s and early 1900s as they tried to make it in America. It's a good follow-up to what you see on Ellis Island. You can only visit this museum via guided tours, and they need to be booked in advance. Now you know all the best places to visit in New York. Enjoy your time in New York!
Thanks for watching.